What's going on, guys? So, if you watched yesterday's vlog, you know that we're going to be switching it up a little bit this week, and today's the first day of that. So we aren't going to be vlogging as much. We're still going to be doing daily uploads though, and we're just going to be kind of diving into different things that we're working on building the business on days that we don't have as much fresh content in that space. Maybe we'll talk about Learn, Grow, Earn or the podcast, or maybe just mindset or things that we do, routines, whatever. We'll figure it out as we go, but gonna tone it down on the kind of like day in the life, waking up to going to bed kind of vlogs. And today's the first day of that. So it's Sunday night. I'm editing the podcast for tomorrow, and figured it'd be a good time to talk about something like that. So I got an email yesterday, and it's a perfect talking point, and I want to dive into it. And it's the biggest question I had when I started this podcast, Learn, Grow, Earn. And that was the question of how on earth am I going to find new guests and like the caliber of people that I want to have on this show to continuously get episodes, right? And continually be adding to that guest list and like growing that influence and getting on bigger and better guests. How am I going to do it? Because I had a couple ideas of people that I wanted to have on the show, but that was a finite list, right? And it ended up being way simpler than I expected. And I think that this can be kind of extrapolated into a number of different industries, a number of different problems that this can help solve. Whether you're building a brand and you're looking to find influencers to help promote it, or you're building a project that you need people to interview, just like the podcast, or anything like that, I think that this could help. So this is super, super simple, and I just overplayed it. I thought that it was going to be this like crazy difficult problem to solve, and it's literally this simple. So actually, I'll literally just read you the messages that I sent. So like I said, I'm trying to find new guests, and what I do is after every single interview, I reach out to the person who I had brought on the show, and I simply ask them if they know anyone. Right? It's such a powerful question. Do you know anyone? And literally the exact message I sent is, hey man, quick question. Well, a few parts question. If you could pick one person who would be an awesome guest on the Learn, Grow, Earn podcast, one, do you think they would be interested in coming on the show? And if so, two, would you mind putting me in touch with them? That's it. And there are tons of different ways you can tweak this question to fit your needs and to just alter it if you want to get super salesy and like change the tonality of it. I'm not about that. It's a very simple question. These people clearly have an interest in the project because they took part in it, right? And they clearly want it to do well, because if it does well, it'll be more exposure for them because they were on a part of a project that ultimately did well. So it's big from that sense. And then there's also the whole like, I don't know, it's just a very low-key question. You're not asking them for a sale. You're asking them, would you put me in touch with someone? And if they say no, great. Well, you have another guest that just introduced you to someone else. And by doing this, notice that you're asking for the best of the best. Who's one person, right? Who's one person, if you could pick the best guest you could, or the best influencer that you think would rep this brand, or any of that. You're reaching for the upper echelon, and ultimately what I thought that would do as I was building this podcast is it'll help me to get bigger and bigger and bigger and better quality, not better because that's speaking negatively on the other people, but I thought it would continue to grow and get bigger name guests in the eyes of society, in the eyes of social media. And it's definitely done that. I've met so many incredible people. And how did I do it? I asked for referrals. And I've been very, very fortunate to get connected with a number of remarkable people through this. So that's really it for the day. Tip of the day is literally just ask for referrals. Don't be afraid to ask. And and use that to your advantage as you're growing your network, as you're growing your project, and I'm sure it will show dividends just like it did for myself and for the Learn, Grow, Earn community. So with that, I'm going to sign out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.